Hi, I'm Jessica Taylor, and I'm going to be doing my presentation on gay parenting. Before I begin, I want everybody to just think about family. Think about how many people you know that have been through divorces, children raised by single mothers, or children who have ended up in foster care or adoption. And while you're thinking about that, I just want you to ponder the question, how are these situations more acceptable or better than having a homosexual couple raising their healthy kids? And personally, I think gay people should be allowed to raise their families. Okay. So what makes a family? A family is when you're with people that love you, people who care about you, help you, and support you. It's not based on what their sexual orientation is. I mean, people who have serial killer children, go visit them in jail. People who are single mothers do what they can for their child. And society views this as more acceptable than what a lot of people think having a gay parent makes it acceptable. A study done by Lawrence Kurdek said that they did a study on stable parents and stable relationships between heterosexual couples and homosexual couples. In comparing them, they said in half the tasks, 50% compared the same of both being equally stable and better. But they said, in fact, 78% of the couples, when it reached more touchy subjects and harder instances, the gay couples tend to function better because they understood each other more and they were able to help each other. And gay rights, still today in America, there are a lot of places where gay marriage is not acceptable, where people are persecuted because they're gay. And I personally feel that that's wrong. I feel like everybody should have a choice. In America, it's hard to adopt to begin with, and that's what most gay couples have to do. So I mean, being a straight heterosexual couple and going through the adoption process can take years. And it can take a lot of interrogation to get them to figure out whether they think you're suitable. And if you're a gay couple, just imagine how much harder it's going to be for that to happen. A lot of kids, too, come from previous relationships. So a gay couple who maybe both people weren't always gay, like a woman who was with a man and then later on in life became a lesbian, or a man that was with a woman and later on turned gay. So a lot of the kids have both parents. They have a straight parent, but then they also end up having a gay parent, as I'll go over more of that later on. And other couples, gay couples, and some people are against this too, will do like artificial insemination or go to sperm donors, that way they can still have their own kids. This is the main reasons why people are against it. One of the big ones is religion. Everybody knows that Christianity especially is against gay people and gay marriage. Well, I also have to say, I mean, I'm a Christian, and I know the Bible says that gay marriage is wrong, and like gay couples are wrong, but on the same thing, it also says not to judge. So I think that it's not our place to make that lifestyle decision for other people. Another big thing is ignorance. Patterson, a researcher, writes in Family Relations of Lesbian and Gay Men, and he says that it's all about understanding. He said everything isn't black and white. People don't always understand everything about it, and that's why they think that they're like, well, I read one study one time that said gay people are awful, and pretty much from that, one person is not being open-minded at all. And faulty studies have also been put in place. A big one for these is Lynn Wardle. It's a researcher who's actively fighting against gay couples because they say that it hurts the children. Some of his pleas, and that's Lynn right there. He says that kids that are from homosexual families are more likely to be homosexual, which is not necessarily true. They say that these kids are often sexually abused or more sexually promiscuous as they get older. And they say that it's very embarrassing to the children of the families, and it says that they cause a lot of psychological disorders. As I'll go over, a lot of that is not true. Here's the truth. When the studies were done, they found that there was actually no real difference between the children of gay parents and straight parents. They said, in fact, many researchers have found that, in fact, gay kids are better in some aspects because they're more used to being in diverse environments and they don't have to stick to the traditional norm. And a lot of the kids feel differently too. They're more outgoing and they're often passionate about having equal rights for people. Many kids speak out being parenting. There's a video I'll probably show you later on if I have more time, but I want to make sure I can get through everything first. But the video involves Zach Walls. Many of you might have seen it. It was very popular a while ago. He's a 19-year-old, so he's our age. And he was going against talking to the Iowa boards and all because he wanted to fight for gay rights for his 2 lesbian parents. And he's quoted saying in it, "Never once in my 19 years of life have I ever been confronted by an individual who realized independently that I was raised by a gay couple. And you know why? Because the sexual orientation of my parents has 0 effect on the content of my character." I felt like that was pretty strong. So you're probably wondering why this matters to me. Well, Margaret Crosby did a study and she said that my situation would be considered a gay male step-family, as I'm going to explain. When I was younger, I lived in like the happy traditional American family. I lived in the big house on the hill with a fenced-in yard. We were the church-going family. My parents were the youth leaders. Everything was all perfect. Well, when I got into about 2nd grade, my parents divorced. By the time I was in 3rd grade, I figured out on my own why, and when I asked my parents, I found out I was correct. My dad was gay. So he had been cheating on my mom with another guy. Same guy he's still with today. Now, for me, this was a big struggle. So I know it from both ends of the spectrum. I lived for the majority of my life with my mom. Strict Christian lady. I mean, I have faith too, but she would tell me every day that it was wrong. She would kind of bash my dad about it. And it kind of made me feel that way too. I mean, at the time I'm in elementary school. Well, by the time I hit junior high, I started making decisions for myself. And in fact, I stopped being as close to my mom and I started becoming closer with my dad. And that's who I live with today. He's like my best friend. He's the person that understands me. So I mean, I've been on both sides. I completely love my dad. His partner is just like a parent to me too. And I mean, I see how I turned out. I clearly am going to college. You know, I played sports. I wasn't to myself. I haven't been diagnosed with any psychological disorders. There's no odd health reasons that anybody knows, you know, nothing like that. And just like the average kid, none of you in here, unless I told you previously, probably would have known either that I have a gay parent. So why should you care and support? Well, everyone deserves a family that loves them. You know, children in foster care, what would be the difference if they're with 2 moms that love them or 2 dads that care about them, or ending up with just a single mom to take care of them? And I feel like it's not your right to judge or tell somebody how to live. Most children of gay parents probably support them and are happy, and I know I do.